All right, guys, welcome to Crossover Comics. With our monthly recap, we got Year, my co-host, and a special guest. Why don't you introduce yourself, man?
What's up? My name's Cody, or Captain Cody on TikTok, and I'm crazy excited to be here talking with probably two of the most knowledgeable comic book fans I've ever met.
Stop it, man! You're gonna make us
Uh,
blush, man. You're gonna have to take me out to dinner.
hey,
Years in Colorado, I could make that work. He's a lot closer than anyone now.
we can have like a
A
virtual dinner date.
buffet,
Yeah.
Vince McMahon style.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, oh, on that note, I'm gonna hop out. I'll see you guys later.
Sorry, man. I couldn't
Joe,
resist.
Inside Joe, we were just talking. We were just getting all caught up with like all the madness that was going on with Vince
Oh,
McMahon. You know.
Yeah, I'm not into wrestling. I used to be when I was a kid, but they were telling me everything. I'm like, okay.
That's crazy. I'm actually very excited about today's episode because we did episode 1, right? We had through running through the chain of command, make sure that the concept, because as you know, this it used to be Cody Collects and Comic Book Statues baby, and then it was JJ and Longbox who are now doing the
Indie Inkwell.
Indie Inkwell, and Cody
yeah.
and Stash doing Color Break podcast, right? Shout out to them. It's we took over. I don't even remember how it happened, right? Like either we reach out or they say, hey, we're all about it, so they're letting us use their platform. We're very happy for that. And then at one point we said potentially we can start inviting to have guests in the show, particularly the crew from Crossover Comics, right? And before we even started talking about, all right, in what episode you think it will be, cool to bring in people, Cody, bless his heart, he said, hey, I saw the episodes, I love it. You guys are gonna having guests, because I love to talk to you guys about comics. And I was like, bro, yes, whenever are you available? And he said, yeah, I'm available. All right, the next day we're recording this, like it just happened. All right.
It just happened, yeah.
So I'm very excited, man. Cody is an excellent person, besides being a comic book fan. You guys already know Rome's. um, we had like a crazy, I don't know if you knew this, Rome's, not this Christmas, but the Christmas before that, we ended up doing like a triple party trade.
Yeah.
Navajo. I don't know. You follow him on TikTok, Navajo
Yeah,
Jones.
yeah.
Right?
I think so. But I know him.
Right. I had a comic that Cody wanted. Cody had a comic that Navajo wanted, right? So Navajo sent me some money, right? I gave my comic to Cody, and Cody gave up his comic to Navajo.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was sick, man. It was such a good trade.
Bro,
That's dope,
Like
man.
it's
that's what we hear. That's what we hear. The community part of it. That's the best part, right? Like reading and and doing content, all that is great. It's fun when connecting with other people and
That's the best
doing
part.
cool stuff like that, bro. That made my entire Christmas that year. So I appreciate you for that, Cody.
oh, dude, I appreciate you. It's my first and only graded comic, and it's like sits on my shelf as like a shrine. It's my baby. I
Yeah,
love that thing. Whenever people come over,
you know what? Actually, my first CGC comic is from you, Year, as well.
Oh, the Daredevil, right? The
yes,
first
sir.
piece
Yes,
of stitch.
sir.
oh shit,
Yeah,
that's
man.
sweet.
I have it next to my Daredevil statue. So
Yeah, for you got the first appearance of Stick, and Cody got the first appearance of Arnim Zola, right?
oh, that's what you were
Yeah,
telling me yesterday. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
Dope,
it's
man.
wicked. Yeah, man, it's
and
super sweet.
like the Captain America fan that I know, so like I was very happy to hook him up.
Oh, Captain's the
Cap's
boy,
my
man.
boy.
Captain's the boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm a Captain America fan too. So like me and Captain, we connect on that one, big time.
oh yeah,
gonna send him some comics too for like the last run. I'll probably send him this one too. Of the what do you call it, the Captain America runs? Because I think I was gonna send. I think I'm gonna send you. I don't know if you. Well, we'll talk about details later. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna
Happen. We'll
send him
make it
some stuff.
happen.
So we're about to start, and Captain, do you want to set it off with what do you want to talk about today on the monthly recap?
Yeah, so we I got told to bring in some of my favorite comics I read last month. And last month I read a holy crap ton of comics. I had a to read stack that was like this big. It was probably like 30 graphic novels. So it was really hard for me to pick the two that I liked the most. Uh, but we'll start with the one that I wanted to read since it came out. I wanted to wait for a good collected edition. The Last Ronin.
Yes, sir.
I've been a TMNT fan forever, I think. My first crush was April O'Neil in like the old school cartoons when I was like 5 years old. And and yeah, I've always been a Mikey fan, and I remember years ago before it was released when it was still being talked about, everyone was always talking about like, who do you think the last Ronin is?
Yeah, I
And
remember.
I was like, it's Mikey. I knew it was Mikey because I was like, if they were all gonna die, Donnie would sink himself into a little technological hole. Leo and Raph would be super unpredictable and would probably go on a mass murder spree. And so I was like the only one who would like I've grown up with these characters, right?
Yeah,
So then you do that and then you see these like these amazing panels and you can sort of just predict it. Like
and
you can just see where it's coming from and it just sucks.
yeah, like I was gonna say too, with the original creators came back and they made this comic together. So it's been
Yeah.
since like because if people that are watching that don't know, TMNT actually started as a comic book, a independent comic book, and then it got picked up as a show, and then there's a whole other history about that. But uh, but to make things short, they separated and then they came back for this one comic, and I think it was like a video game or the movie or something like that that they were showing a documentary, and they were just talking about how they just enjoyed making comics, and I guess they got nostalgic about it, and like you could kind of tell, like you kind of read the room that they were like, and we got kind of greedy, and we kind of like got separated, and like they came together to form. To come, I think they did this in an organic way. Are you excited
For
for the
sure.
revolution, the re-evolution? Because they're coming back with a sequel.
I am, yeah. I'm super excited. I even picked up the Last Road in the Lost Years.
How's that? I haven't read that one yet.
Dude, it's super good. It's really good. It's because it kind of touches on the future with like the new turtles, but then also shows like what Mikey was doing, before the last Ronin. So like his trips over to Japan and like meeting, I think it was the guy who trained uh Splinter,
Oh,
meeting like his sensei and having him like train them because uh in the last Ronin, Splinter and Donnie go there, right?
Yeah, I
And so
remember that.
Mikey knows that they went there, so he tries to track them down, saying like essentially hoping that they're both still alive. And he got there to
Man, that
find out they
scene was
weren't.
so rough.
Yeah,
Dude,
heartbreaking. But yeah, he ends up getting
and
like
then
trained by him, and he ends up like fighting I don't like another sort of Foot Clan
uh-huh.
in Japan there, like another group who's kind of out to get him. Um, but he ends up dealing with them, and it's kind of like it shows his arc of getting to like the point where he wants vengeance, but is like not going to be careless about it, you know?
Yeah.
Like he gets his senses back and he just essentially learns how to encompass, like, you get to see him learn how to be one with essentially how to be all four brothers put into one. And so reading that and then like The Last Ronin are just, I was blown away. I got plowed through the comic in like a day or two. I just
That's
so
awesome.
I could not put it down.
I
can you
had to
guys hear
wait.
me? Okay,
Yeah,
you
we
can
could
hear
hear
me
you.
now. Okay, I don't know. My mic was not working for a second there. Um, I recently read The Last Ronin because I think it's Image Comics or IDW.
IDW.
IDW, right?
IDW.
They did like a reissue last year where
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
they put out the single issues
Right.
again, kind of like a reprint. Um, and they're doing the same thing for the last years and whatever they all. There's like 3 series connected to the Last Running. Man, the thing that really got me about the Last Running was like the themes underneath the story, right? Like
Oh
Yeah.
PTSD, like grieving, loss. Like I get it. These are turtles that are ninjas and this whole fantasy world, right? But all these other themes that are there are very, very like heavy, like dealing with the trauma of losing other people. Things like survivor's guilt, like that's some real
Yeah.
life shit, and Mikey having to deal with all of that and having to speak to his brothers when he knows they're not there, you know,
Yeah.
uh, having to confront um, the idea of them being gone, and then the themes of you know the code of being honorable and having an honorable death, and revenge and all these other things. Like the Last Ronin is everything people cut it out to be. Like for years I heard about the story, people always told me it was crazy. When I
Yeah.
finally read it, like from issue 1, I was like, I get it. I see I see why they hype about this book.
yeah,
It's deep, you know what I'm saying? It's not just actions and characters slicing and dicing each other. There's some heavy themes behind everything.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
so much
sorry.
more than I think what like I think it's so much more than even what people tried to put it out to be, you know? Because like you're so used to a Ninja Turtle comic with it just being like action upon action with like this clan, that clan, Shredder, like you're so used to that. So reading a comic that, like had a lot of action, but yeah, like you said, like deals with like real things that I think a lot of people in the world can connect with was a really cool way to really relate yourself again to the turtles. And I read a thing too. I don't know how true this is, so don't quote me on it. But I read this thing that apparently Kevin Eastman had this story planned essentially from the beginning. Like he
Whoa.
knew that Mikey was gonna be like the surviving turtle. Like and that was like a main thing, which is why like I recently learned that Mikey was the best fighter of the turtles, which is why he had the nunchucks, which is the hardest weapon to learn. And I like I said, I don't know how true that is, but it does give a lot to like, you know, them leading up to the last Ronin with Mikey being such a goof and kind of silly and always the guy out for fun with his skateboard and whatnot to going to this. Like it's such a beautiful character arc for Mikey to take. And and like I said, he's the best brother to I think go through all these things in a way to learn and grow from it.
It's a
Do you
perfect
do
story,
you?
man. It's everything about it is perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I y'all are lucky. Y'all read it completely together. Whenever I read it, it was coming out. So like
Oh
sometimes it
yeah.
would get delayed. Like one time, I think it was like a 3 month delay
Oh wow.
or something like that. It was like a long wait. And I'm like, man, because like it would leave. You know how the endings are. Like they leave on cliffhangers, and you're like, now I gotta wait till whenever they're done with it. But do y'all have you heard about why Splinter gave each one of them the weapons?
No.
So like
No.
Mikey was supposed to be the nunchucks because you know how he's very like erratic and like he likes you know how he is his personality. So the nunchucks is to help him control himself. The
I
Raphael
can see
gets
that.
the size. Yeah, Raphael gets the size because it's about defense and he's always on the attack.
Mm.
And I forgot. Oh, and then Donnie, he relies on technology so much that's why he gave him a bow staff. It's just a regular bow staff. I forgot why Leo got the swords, but that's what I heard that the creators
That's
had in
interesting,
mind for the for
and
the.
that makes a lot of sense because it balances their personalities
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
the weapons that they they learn how to fight with. That's, I mean, it makes sense.
Have y'all read the IDW
Absolutely.
series? the Peter Laird one.
Mm-mm.
It's
No.
Yeah,
really good. It's
really good.
solid. It's
Yeah,
deeper too.
super good.
It has it's deep too. Like the last Ronin, like we were saying, it's not the action that sticks out. Yeah, the death scenes are there, but it's the story that we really enjoy. It's not the action. The action I barely remember, but I remember the actual
Yeah,
story within it. It's like the most, like what you said, is the most captivating part of this story.
Bro, the emotional baggage. Like Mikey's dealing with so much stuff, like survivor's guilt, the thirst for revenge, like his code of honor. He couldn't die when he thought he was supposed to. Finding
yeah,
out April is alive and she has a son, and Casey's not here.
Oh
Um,
man, that was rough, dude.
bro,
And then
it's
yeah,
the what do you cut the flashback scene with her? I
uh
was like, oh man, dude, that
and then when he learns that April's daughter is also a mutant, right? That's what they're called. Like
yeah.
she's also mutating, and he's like, oh my god, like this girl, like she can't be like one of us because like she gonna end up dead like all of us. Like he has to wrestle, he has to struggle with all of that. But that's bro, I'm so glad I picked it up. I was gonna put those the issues on my eBay store once I read it, but I had kept it because it's just
yeah.
it's heartfelt story. I probably won't get rid of those issues.
it's
But
great.
Roms, what about you? What indie book you read last month or anything? What did
I
you read
got
last month?
what do you cut? I got a little burned out on reading comics, so I just caught up on Aliens. I don't know if you
Okay.
want to see it. Get how dope that cover is.
Oh, sick.
That's the black, white, and red. I won't say the other one, the actual word. But the artwork in that one is insane. But the Alien series is actually probably the best. What's it called? 20th Century Fox Studios label from the Marvel.
Sick.
So, Planet of the Apes was a letdown. Predator, they have good ideas, but they can't like execute them like toward the end. Like it feels very rushed. Aliens is like the closest thing. Like this one felt very like horror action, kind of like the sequel to Aliens, and it wrapped up the story out. And oh, I did start the beginning of Wolverine, the the Sabretooth War.
Mm,
Oh,
I
nice.
I
how's that?
started it, and well, I guess I signed up. I went. Okay, so the funny thing is that yesterday I went to the comic book store. I was like, all right, I need a pull. I need
Hold
a
on, hold on,
like,
hold on, hold on. Cody, if you didn't know, when Rome goes like that, he's like, I guess that means he's gonna give his money away for this run. Like, it's not, that's what that
pretty
meant.
much.
He's like, there goes my money.
Yeah, I went over there. I was like, okay, I'm gonna show me my pull list because I'm gonna have to cut some stuff. And then she's like, you're gonna add oh she's like, Steven said you're gonna add these like the TMNT Revolution and the new TMNT #1. And then I think Ultimate Spider-Man because I missed out on #2. And I was like, oh yeah, add the Wolverine one too because I know it ends at issue 50. And then I didn't know that it was like 5 or 6 issues. And I'm like, it's a weekly thing. I'm like, I didn't lose anything. I added. I was like, how's that work, dude? Like, I'm trying to save some money, dude. Like, I was like, where's the math though, dude? This is why I had trouble. Like, I had my buddy finish my what do you cut? Luckily, it was during COVID time, so he helped me pass my math test, my math class for once in college. So this is
Oh,
why kids don't read comics.
Yeah. I
So
always
yeah,
tell people, my wife asked me, I talked to my brother about it, my wife, and I was like, yeah, best way to keep my son off of drugs, get him into comic books.
yeah, same
you won't
thing.
have enough to buy them.
Yeah, you don't have enough money for anything else.
I always feel bad because every time I talk to Rome's,
Oh man.
I don't know. I guess he likes how I do like a,
Breakdowns.
a breakdown on a comic book. He feels like I'm pitching him the comic, and then at the end he's like, I'm gonna have to add it to my list.
I did like 2 of them last time we did that video.
That's so funny.
But
Man,
yeah,
speaking of breakdowns, let me
year.
tell you.
Yeah, let's hear yours. Let's hear yours,
So
man. Let's hear
for
yours.
indie comics, the two that I want to mention is The Call by Kelly Thompson. That's from I think Image Comics. It just finished last month. It was a 5 issue run. It's like a thriller, horror, mystery kind of deal. I'm not gonna go too much into it. I'm just gonna mention it briefly. Kelly Thompson can write horror for sure. Kelly Thompson, she wrote Captain Marvel. She's writing Birds of Prey
Yeah,
right now. She wrote Black Widow. Like
She's a
we know
great
Kelly Thompson
writer.
with
absolutely.
superheroes. She can write horror, right? And this book is called The Call. Amazing art. It looks like CGI. It looks like a CGI comic book. The short of it is this group of teenagers find a missing child, one of the siblings of the little group, and they go down to this cave, and then they come out on the other side on some weird dimension where it seems like there haven't been humans at all, right? And then they start to like check cross the water. They go to this little island, and they start touching like the trees and the flowers and whatever, and everything they touch somehow starts to become sentient, right? Start to like get to life, get their own life forms, and then these creatures that become sentient from basically these humans contaminating this weird environment kind of turn on the kids, and it's horrifying, right? Like to me, it's a horror book, right? Um, but it's pretty cool. If it, I'm sure the trade is gonna come out soon. Check it out. It's amazing. But
Nice.
the book that I really want to talk about is also from Image Comics. It's called Crave, and I mentioned it before to Rome's. It's written, drawn, color, everything done by Maria Love. It's set up on a college campus, right? And there's this dating app called Crave, right? Where basically everybody in this college is using it. You, if you go into the app, you say, all right, you log in the app will say, Rome's, what do you crave? And then Rome's can say, oh, I would like to hook up or, make up with X person, right? And then the app will check the database, and it will tell Rome's in this case if he is compatible with that person or not, right? Pretty standard, pretty standard, right? Now, let's say I am the other person, right? The app will let me know that Rome's is interested. So it will be up to me to let Rome's know what he has to do to get my attention,
Hey.
right? It could be anything. Hey, go to the main hall and sing me a song, bring me flowers, meet me in the elevator. I could write whatever. And
Oh,
then
dang, bro. He's spitting that
hey,
game on
hey, you don't know me, okay?
you.
So imagine I say whatever. I say I see Rome's is interested. The app will let me know. Hey, Rome's say he would like to do X with you. Um, then it's up to me to say, okay, I'm willing, but I need to see Rome's do whatever. I want to see Rome's do a graffiti behind the chemistry building, let's say. And then if Rome's does that, the app will show it to me, right? He'll take a picture or whatever. The app will show it to me, and then I will go, hit up Rome, send him a message, or just go to the crime scene, and basically do whatever he was proposing in the beginning. And the other way to have the users link up is like direct messaging, right? And that's kind of like what one of the ways that you actually see in the comic. This guy called David, he has a girlfriend. He has the app, but he's not really using it. And then this beautiful girl, right from the college, one of them girls that everybody wants to get with, she sends David direct messages, and when he opens them, it's like explicit pictures from this girl called Alexandra, and he sees the pictures, and he's like, damn. and they're like bondage, not
Whoa,
lewd pictures, but like
freaky.
freaky. Like the girl was freaky. She like sent him the pictures like straight up, and David goes dumps his girlfriend to then go
Oh,
pay the
Alaska, dude,
girl.
that's some good
Bro,
drama.
bro, the drama here
Damn.
crazy. Anyway, turns out this app seems to be somebody behind the scene controlling what's going on. Like it seems like somebody is in the app putting people in the position to be exposed. Um, there's some footage that is caught on the library camera, and that gets leaked to everybody on the campus. Things devolve into chaos. Like there's students hooking up with professors, people that are in couples
Dang.
that um, are not supposed to be in the app are in the app. Like at one point, David is walking down the hallway at the in the dorms, and there's in one side of the hallway there's people hooking up literally, and the other side is people like fighting or throwing themselves at other people. And then when he pays attention to what people are saying, he noticed something was wrong because he can hear people saying, "Oh, but I did what the app told me to do, or I did what you told me to do. I send the pictures like the app told me to do." And the other person on that conversation is like, "Oh, I never said that. I never asked you to do that. I'm not even in the app." So it's like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah, that's that.
Wow.
Bro,
That's the drama, man. This is
bro,
gonna be like
Yeah.
this could be a show, man. This sounds like a show,
it's crazy. I
a
think
HBO
issue
Max show.
number 4 comes out this week.
This is like Euphoria, man.
Sick.
They should probably take that out.
Yeah.
Bro, it's crazy. Like for a fact something's going on because Davey goes to the library and he runs into Alexandra, right? And he's sitting there in front of her and they're just reading quietly. And he's like sweating bullets, right? Because he got those pictures from her, but he never done anything like that before. So he's not sure what he's supposed to do now, right? And then she goes to the bathroom. And while she's in the bathroom, he sends her a direct message like, "Hey, I want to do explicit insert here with you now." And when she comes back from the bathroom, she's like, "Okay." And they start hooking up in the library, right? But then David gets cold feet and he walks away, right? And Alexandra does a little solo act after David left, right? And that gets caught by the camera in the library, right? That footage
Jeez.
gets sent on the Crave app to David's ex-girlfriend. So she sees David with the girl, then she sees the girl doing whatever she did after David left, and she gets so pissed off, she leaks that footage to the everybody on campus. Literally, revenge, bro.
Dude,
Damn.
that's some drama right there, dude.
But then you say, "Oh, okay, hold on. How did the app got the footage from the library and send it specifically to David's
AI or what?
girlfriend?" You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, someone pulling footage and stuff and just setting people up for chaos.
Bro,
That's
yes.
such a cool idea though, because the craziest thing about hearing that is like that could be so real,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
so
that.
uncomfortably real.
I'm telling you, man, this should be a show. This should be a show, or at least like no, yeah, a show.
Like you
Yeah,
can see shit like that happening, right? Like
hundred
it's
percent, yeah.
plausible, 100%.
especially nowadays. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
with all the apps and stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, that was my book for my indie book for last month. What else you read last month, if anything, Cody?
So the other one I read, and I had wanted this comic for a while. I just never found it because it was always conveniently sold out. But seeing that James Gunn is going off of this, I picked up All Star Superman, and it was first off, this cover is just glorious. I
Ooh,
love I love how he's just sitting on it and it on the skyline there, and the art too is just so it's so good up to the point where like Clark Kent almost looks like fat. Like it's hard. Like sometimes you see Clark Kent in the comic and you're like, Clark? Like you can see that he like actually like hunches over and
Yeah.
like reshapes his posture, which is cool because I'm so used to seeing Superman just like, here's these glasses.
Yeah.
Now I'm Clark Kent, and everyone's like, you just look like Superman with glasses. But this one, it was like actually convincing because, like I said, like he swaps his whole posture, and there were so many scenes in it that I loved. Like the one part where they try to use kryptonite on him, and he just like, no thanks, it doesn't work anymore. And then having like the other Superman show up, like a Mr. Mixelplick, Superman. What? Like it was so wild, but such a unique thing to do to show that like certain things have to happen in order for Superman to grow this way, to
Yeah.
sort of become this hero. So like I'm not going to spoil this because I don't want to wreck it for anyone, but like the way that they kind of pull Superman from this really, really important part in order, like, because he can't save this person, right?
Oh yeah.
Or
Yeah.
or it'll hinder him growing into the Superman that essentially the world needs him to be. And I also thought it was such a cool way to show Superman in a weaker form by having him be supercharged to the point of killing himself with the sun. Because like you always know, Superman charges in the sun, right? So to have his cells be like so overloaded is almost something that, at least for me, that I never really thought about. You know, like his cells taking in too much of our sun and just kind of hyperactivating and fighting against him. But it's just so neat that even through all that, he's still just like Superman. And
Yeah.
it's really cool because Rome's and I sort of talked about this yesterday with Injustice and like how they do so good at like doing like an alternate universe with like making these characters do things they would never do. This comic was so great because it hyper focuses on him being the Boy Scout. And I think that's one of the coolest things about Superman is that like he goes through horrific things constantly
Mhm.
and is just always put in these situations where he could just punch a hole through someone,
Right.
but he always keeps his morality in check and is always at like the core of himself, like straight compassion and just the want to help. And this comic, I think, displays it so well. So to even know that that James Gunn's Superman could have like parts of this, because he's already said that Superman's going to be well established as Superman when the movie starts, which I'm a huge fan for. I'm tired of the whole origin Jonathan Kent stuff. Like, once again, you can skip all of that. We all know. And if you don't know, you can ask anybody. You watch any other Superman movie, the first one, because they all deal with it pretty much the same way. But this this is just going to be such a unique take on Superman because it shows these characters in these different ways. Like even Lex Luthor, like you know, the one part I love is like I'm looking at it right now. He's in a prison cell and he's got these tiny like ridiculous little booty shorts on, and he's like working out. And at one point he like flexes for Clark, and he calls out Superman being like his muscles aren't real and like fully flexes, and Clark
Yeah.
like feels it, and it's just so goofy to me because like because it's Superman. And like it's funny being like Lex Luthor being like, yeah, you see how big and tough I am, and Clark's like,
Real man.
okay,
This is what a real man looks like. Touch that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and
You know
Super,
about this?
It's all that
Yeah.
ego. Yeah.
yeah, and the whole time Superman's just like, okay, dude, like
He's just
right
going with the
on.
flow. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
he's like,
it's like
anyways,
you got it.
Or
You got
even
it.
like
Oh yeah, you got it.
there's this one part in that comic too that I remember where like he accidentally trips to stop someone because he hears like a piece about to fall off of like the bridge
mm,
and fall down, and then like he gets in someone's way just like being Clark Kent, like being clumsy, and I don't know who it was, but it falls, and like you don't notice till after because he's always looking out for everybody around him, and I think that's the best part about him is the humanity that he's always looking out for everybody else.
Yeah, and like I think it was really cool too, like because I think Jimmy Olsen has had some of the most bizarre shit happen to him out of any like tiny little photographer character. Just like the amounts of things he's like turned into, like the weird positions he's been in. So to like to even this comic where he like steps into I don't remember the names, but Buddy's shoes and like they're in the other dimension, like trying to stop the Bizarro world from leaking out, and Jimmy Olsen just becomes this like amazing figure, which I think was awesome because it gave once again more depth to Jimmy Olsen, which I feel like so many times Jimmy Olsen is just this like kind of played off as this just like this goofy kid. But I think to his core, same kind of thing as Superman, he's just such a good person that he's just always wrong place, wrong time.
I don't know
And
if you know this. Currently, Jimmy Olsen is dating Silver Banshee in the Superman title.
Really, in the main title.
In the main title, yeah, he is he's in a relationship
damn,
with a former villain, the Silver Banshee.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
wow,
I read the first issue, but I never I didn't continue it. I just heard one bad comment. And I just didn't pick it up afterwards. But yeah. Also, another thing too about All Star Superman, Grant Morrison. He said he wrote this whenever his father was either dying or dead or something like that. So like this is his way of like grieving, like
Oh wow.
making this comic. Yeah. So he put a lot
it,
of himself
it's
into this.
it's incredible, and it's really cool too because, like I said, the artwork is so good and so pristine that like it just captivates you from the start. And I think like as much as I like Superman, I think some Superman comics are kind of hard to get into because it's hard for Superman to lose. So I think when you in this comic giving him like a natural weakness kind of right off the jump was really cool because it just reinforces the the core of Superman just like keep going, just not stopping, just constantly like regardless of how I'm feeling, people need my help and I'm the only one that can help them.
Yeah,
And
and it
just
kind of
like
like. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say so far as like Lois not even knowing for a while, like because he doesn't want to like scare anybody, right? With the thought of Superman not being there.
All right.
What were you gonna
Well,
say though?
I forgot what I was gonna say, but but I was gonna say I think all three of us have read it, right?
I haven't, but
You
but
haven't.
you, I'll be happy to let you know I have been collecting it in single issues, and
It's amazing.
just yesterday, I picked up the last issue I was missing, issue number one. So when we get to when we get to the part when we say what are we looking forward to reading this month, that's one of the books that I'm looking forward to because I finally got it.
Nice.
It's on queue now. I just gotta pull it out and get
It's.
to
I'm jealous of you.
it.
I really am. I'm jealous of you.
Yeah.
I wish I could read this, man. I have it in absolute form, and I know Frank Quietly. I don't know if it's in yours, the collected edition, but Frank Quietly shows like how he draws like Superman and Clark Kent, like the hunch, like it'll show like a little hunch, and then when he stands up taller as Superman, and like it's a subtle thing, but it pays off so much. I know they made a movie out of this, but I don't think the movie did it justice.
No, I heard the same thing. Yeah, I it's not in that book, but I know exactly the photo you're talking about.
Yes, I
Yeah,
know what you're talking about.
it's the movie's good, but like compared to the comic is like as the kids say, it's peak. Like it's amazing, man. Like I remember it was just like such an experience after reading it.
Yeah,
Like and without going into like I'm not gonna you'll whenever you read it here you'll understand there's this part my favorite part is with Lex Luthor. He gets some sort of power
Okay.
and he finally understands.
Mm.
And like it kind of like it forces him to see his error of his ways. And like for me, that was my favorite part.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that part kind of got to me. Like it got me a little emotional. I was like I don't know. For me, I was like, that's the best way to end it.
I love I love seeing villains like that get humbled though.
Like
Like it's always so good, especially when it's like a villain to hero like Superman and Lex Luthor, like arch nemesis from the beginning. To have, especially of all people, Lex Luthor get a humble piece of humble pie is was so well done, and I honestly didn't see it coming.
yeah, dude, it's just even the way like they set it up, like
Yeah,
it's man, and the one part I did had trouble with the comic is Bizarro, the Bizarro World part. That one, it took me like a few pages to get adjusted to how they talk, and then I
Uh,
was like, oh, okay, that makes
yeah, yeah. Every time I read it, I was like I'd have to reread the bubbles a few times. So I was like, is this am I slowly going dyslexic? Because why can't I read this? Like there was a few where I had to like.
right, like everything, like up is down, no is yes,
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing.
So
That's the thing is
like
he has to like
think like
shit
him.
talk them and like be like you guys are doing a bad job. For them to be like, oh, all right, this is going well.
Yeah,
But yeah, I know
those
exactly what
areas
you're
were
talking about.
great. Yeah, that issue was kind of difficult at first, but then when I got adjusted to it, I was like, oh, okay, now I know what to like how to read it properly.
Yeah.
That was the one part, but it's year. I'm so jealous of you. I hope you do a review on it on your page and
Yes.
everything because man, dude, I'm absolutely in love with that comic. It's honestly, this might be one of my favorite top maybe top two Superman stories of all
Oh
time.
wow, wow!
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
For me
it's
too, for sure.
it's either number one or number two. It's just because I was talking with Cody yesterday too about Kingdom Come because we were talking about injustice and how Superman always endures, and in that one, well, you read Kingdom Come, right? And like how Superman lost everyone and he just goes to the farm and
So little FYI,
uh huh.
uh, World's Finest got a like a current run right now, right? And they did like a
Mm-hmm.
short arc where they visit like the Kingdom Come universe. I don't know if you guys are reading the current World's Finest book.
No.
No,
No, okay,
but
okay.
but
I'm
I see your videos.
not gonna spoil anything, but the so Mark Waid is also writing World's Finest with Dan Mora in the art. So perfect person to write more Kingdom Come stuff.
Yeah.
It turned out that this new story where Batman and Superman go to the Kingdom Come universe, it's a prequel to the Kingdom Come story.
I need to download.
Interesting.
I need that
I
book.
gotta read that.
When I read it, I immediately thought I could do a series about this because you have
I want it.
yeah,
I want
that's
to hear it. I
no,
want to hear.
that's how my mind works. I was like, I could connect all because you have if you put it in chronological order, you have World's Finest, right? Then you'll have Kingdom Come. Then you'll have the one shots that came out after Kingdom Come. I think they're called the Kingdom, where they show you like those background characters like Offspring.
That's
Um,
what it's about.
yeah, those Kingdom one shots. It's about those background characters like the son of I think it's the grandson of Ras Al Ghul. Another one is of the son of Plastic Man. Another one is about I think it was called Planet Krypton, the little restaurant that Booster Gold owned.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
There's another one about the children of Jay Garrick, right? They're speedsters too, and then they tell you how. Well, not Jay Garrett. Was it Jay Garrett, the Flash from Kingdom Come?
No,
Barry.
I think it was
I,
Barry because
I think it was Barry.
So it they show you how Barry ended up becoming like that version of
that
Flash, which is always facing. They explain basically he never stopped running. He never had he never set aside time to have like a personal life. Like he became the Flash 24/7, and that's how he ended up like facing like that all the time because he for years he was just running, stopping crime, saving people, and then he ended up like that. And then they show you how that affected his children in their lives and a bunch of stuff, right? And then after that, you'll have another book called The Kingdom, which is like a two-part series by Mark Way, where it explains what's that guy's name, Magog, the like
hmm
where
Oh yeah.
Magog, where Magog comes from. But I'm guessing now with what Mark Way did in The World's Finest, it retcons that last story from the Kingdom because it, in World's Finest, the whole arc is basically giving like an origin story where Magog comes from. So those are the two like got retcon basically, but it was crazy good too, because he came almost 2 or 3 years after Kingdom Come, and he kind of like built that universe a little bit more. But yeah, that was a quick FYI. You gotta stop me. I can go on a
No,
tangent
no,
for
no.
days.
Just keep going, man. Keep going. We still got time.
Yeah.
Oh, but Rome's anything else you read last week, last month that you want to talk
Uh,
about?
not really. I haven't, like I said, I'm behind. Like I literally came yesterday or the last 2 days ago. I went to go pick up my pull box that I haven't picked up in like a month.
So
I just been playing. I've been playing a lot of fighting games and like it's very time. Cause like I know y'all were talking about wrestling, so like the fighting game community is like very like it's not wild, but it's like very like inviting because not a lot of us like play fighting games. So like without going on a tangent, it just I was listening to a podcast and they ended up finding out I make content and they like my Mortal Kombat videos. Now I'm talking regularly with this guy and he wants me to do an Injustice video one day with him. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm
oh
down.
oh bad.
Yeah, I just ooh, I was nasty in Injustice too. I was nasty,
It was a
but
problem.
oh, my Black Manta and Red Hood. Ooh, don't get me started now. Those are my
Damn.
characters right there. But yeah, I've been reading the Undone, the Udon comics for Street Fighter, and some of them
Yeah.
are actually pretty good. Like I was like, man, dude, I kind of want to read this, but I gotta make content. That's the sacrifice too. Like we're all content creators, and like sometimes we gotta sacrifice some things. And if I didn't make content, I probably would have jumped back on my fighting games. But I've been reading some of the Street Fighter comics. Some of them are actually pretty good because Street Fighter is just like a whole mess lore wise. Because they just every story is like different compared to the last Street Fighter. Like it's not like linear. It's like, oh, this is connected.
Yeah.
This is not. Yeah. So like, but anyways, yeah, I haven't been reading that much. Kind of took a little break because I guess I don't know. Every few years I get a little burnt out on comics.
Yeah.
But I did read Alien. Alien was good. Because I want to cover because the movie's coming out. They're gonna come out with a new movie.
For
So
aliens?
yeah,
Ooh.
like
Oh, sweet.
it's gonna be called Romulus. I don't know if y'all are Alien fans, but did y'all watch Alien and Aliens?
I watched a little bit of it. I watched Alien versus Predator when I was really young too.
I saw that, yeah. And maybe like the
That
old alien movies, but I saw them when I was a kid. I don't remember much of it.
The
y'all
only
should
thing,
give them a try. Y'all should give them a
the only
try.
thing I remember when I was little is the thing coming out of Sigourney Weaver's chest and being a little kid and
Oh,
just like being mortified, being like, and I think I was like, I don't remember how old I was, but I was like, we're done. I'm out of this. It was like, if I didn't have nightmares before, like this sparks them.
so my experience was that I was like my parents told me go to the other room, go to sleep because like Blockbuster back in the day was like all the rage, and I sneaked in to watch, and I didn't know there's like this iconic scene where the alien comes out of the water with the little girl. She doesn't know, but the alien just shows up, and I was so scared, but I was so intrigued at the same time. And then I would see snippets of it whenever they would show pieces of it at Circuit City. I don't know. I'm showing my age, but yeah, I remember there was like like some guy got ripped in half, but he was still like moving, and I was like, what is going on? But anyways, so like for those who are watching Aliens, the Dark Horse comics, they had. I can't wait to read this. I really can't wait. They made like a sequel to Aliens because Alien 3 never got released till like later on, and they butchered the whole entire thing. But anyways, the aliens ended up going to Earth, and they end up being like a whole like war. And like what they did in this comic, or like the new Alien world, the new Alien series, they kind of borrowed it because from the Dark Horse comics, there's red aliens and then there's regular aliens, and they have like a war. I think it's called the Female War. And I kind of got the vibe off of this new series, so I can't wait to read that and like make videos out of them, because I mean I love aliens, so but I can't wait to read that. I'm gonna start. I want to read Savage Avengers. I just got
Yeah.
the omnibus, and I can't wait to read that's what I want to read. Like, and then the Wolverine story that's going on right now is Sabretooth. But I don't know if Benjamin Percy can like land the ship, because I kind of dropped the Ghost Rider. Oh, I was reading Ghost Rider. Yeah,
Okay.
I was reading Ghost Rider. But it's just he's not good at like landing the ship, man. Like that's my only problem with him, is that he has good starting. I think Tom Taylor has the same problem too. He starts the story out good, but he doesn't know how to like end the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Taylor does a better job at it, but Benjamin Percy, like, he has a good intro, but the landing, like, to end the story, it doesn't feel like it's worth it sometimes. Like, I just feel disappointed.
I get that.
But
I get that. It happens sometimes. You know, the beginning is good, the build up is good, the conflict, and then the conflict resolution and the ending, it doesn't match the same energy, or the same, doesn't have the same strength as the rest of the story.
Yeah.
It can sour for you. It happens. Um, Even great writers like I don't know, Tom King has some great stories that he just don't stick the landing sometimes. It happens. Like it's hard to get a good ending to a story. Like I get that. It's
for sure. Yeah.
we were just talking about that too, about Batman, right? Is Batman run?
the current Batman run.
No, Tom King. Tom King Batman.
Huh. I will say this: the Tom King Batman, he went he went all out with what he wanted to do. What got people to sour on his run was the editorial decision to have Catwoman basically stood Bruce at the altar and like pulled the plug on the wedding after all the promotional stuff that they put out and all those covers and all that. That oh, this is finally gonna happen, and then she just lives in the altar, never to, actually get married. And people just, if they were on the fence on Tom King's run, that was like it. And the fall, the backlash from that was so much that um,
He got
they
kicked off.
they got him off the run and they gave it to somebody else. So
Oh damn.
yeah,
It's James Tynion that picked it up afterwards.
it was
Dang.
James that got him pick it up immediately after Tom King.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it wasn't that bad. Like if you ask lifelong Batman readers, they'll tell you it's not the worst thing they ever read. But what editorial did, pulling the plug on that, it just
And Alfred too.
It was crap. Yeah.
They told him to unalive what's his name, Alfred too. Like that wasn't Tom King didn't
That's
want
such
to
a bold choice.
Yeah.
I feel like losing Alfred is like like it's hard to picture Batman without Alfred.
And he's still gone.
Like
He's still gone. And it's been like what, 3 years, 4 years?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
but I think if they already did that, I think they should leave it like that because if they bring him back, then he'll like, well, it's comics, so I don't know.
Nobody ever truly gone, you know,
Yeah, I know. Gwen
Yeah.
Stacy is now a Spider Woman, so
bro. Yeah, bro. Spider Woman herself has been dead twice. Uh, you know, at least in my recollection, and they were
yeah.
both bogus reasons why she had to die. Literally.
Oh, that's
Well,
hey, I'm
well,
gonna
even Captain America,
oh
even Cap in
oh
Civil War, when he dies, and then they
man.
release that next series with like the like alternate dimension. I remember that was when I was really into weekly pulls, and I picked this up and I was like, sick! I can't wait. I got like 3 issues in, and I was like, what is happening? I was like,
The
I
time
am
travel
not.
stuff.
Yeah, I definitely didn't finish that run, and it was really disappointing because I was so jacked on it. But I just like I couldn't get into it. It just
I
seemed like
actually liked it.
it just seemed like it was such a wild jump. Um, I get
He
like
pulls it.
why they did it. I just like I always thought it was funny from that day on that I was like, well, I'm never gonna believe that a comic book character is gone.
Yeah.
He pulls it off at the end. Ed Brubaker, because I have total faith in Ed Brubaker, anything he does. But I know which comic you're talking about. I gave it to my buddy because I have all the omnibuses now
Yeah, yeah,
for the Ed Brubaker run because I I think because when I was younger I didn't like the Ed Brubaker run because I didn't get it. I didn't know it was espionage. I was expecting action.
Mm.
But when I read it when I got older, I think I appreciate it a lot more now because it's an espionage book. It's not a superhero book.
yeah. I bet you if I picked it up and read it now, yeah, because like the way I'm like what I like in comic books, I think is a lot different than what I used to like. Because I used to be so much more about just like constant action, but now
Yeah.
it's so much more storylines, which is why like Saga is
Oh,
my favorite comic I've ever read. I'm obsessed with Saga, and it's because the best way I've ever heard it explained is the space opera.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
And I was like, that's perfect
yeah.
because there's great action, but the story is just so captivating.
It's like Star Wars, Romeo and Juliet, and Game of Thrones. From what I've
Yeah.
experienced, I've gotten like I got all three hardcovers. I finished the second one, and then I waited till the new arc or the new series come because there was like a big break, and this guy was living his best life, doing whatever, like doing the show or
Yeah.
whatever, and, like leaving everybody. I knew there was a big cliffhanger, and I was like, I avoided all the spoilers, and I was like, I'm gonna wait till like thing because I don't like waiting because I heard something happens. I was like, nah.
Some shit
I
happens. I'm fully caught up. I just bought volume 11. I read volume 11 last month too.
oh,
I'm
I'm gonna
fully
make
caught up.
spend money.
Dude, when they get released, I go and buy them like that day. Like I'm at the store the day that those graphic novels are released because I have to read it. Like I think it was volume 9 to volume 10. There was a 3 year hiatus,
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
and I lost my goddamn mind
that's what
because I
everybody
just
like. Everybody.
Why did that happen? Why did the book took a pause that long?
It's because that's how usually indie creators are. Like sometimes, like we won't get like I think right now with Greg Rucka with his what's it called his Lazarus. Like he went on a
oh
hiatus,
yeah.
not giving us and or like I haven't read the third book because I heard that's a problem too. So that's the
They've
bad thing
been
sometimes with like indie creators. Like they take like I know they got other things to do, and I know they want to do other projects, but just give us the whole story, bro.
I know.
I want to know what happens, man. You can't be leaving us in the dust. Like, hey, dude, hey, we're when we were kids. Do we continue next week? Like, okay, we'll wait, but like,
I don't have that much patience now.
yes, thank you, TikTok and everything else.
Well, that's the thing. Between all the social media, you see everything about it, and you're like, cool. I don't want to wait anymore. Now I want to read it today.
And yeah, everything I want it now, and you can have it now. So that's
Yeah.
patience is a virtue now more than ever.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
talk really quick about another book that I read last month. Uh, it's well, I've been reading it every time because it's on my pull list. It's the Penguin title,
Oh,
right, from
okay.
DC. Right?
Oh yes.
So for those of you that might not heard or read this book at all, Chip Zdarsky took over the Batman comic and issue 125, right? And that's what we know as the beginning of the failsafe story arc, right? What people forget to mention about the failsafe story is that everything got triggered because of the Penguin, right? The Penguin faked his own death and ended up framing the Batman for his supposed death, and that's what triggered the failsafe protocol to unleash on Gotham, right? And we all thought Penguin was dead, and we went on with our lives. Batman ended up fighting failsafe, went to the other universe and fought all the other Jokers. Then we had Night Terrors. Then we had Gotham War, and so far, Penguin was dead, right? Tom King decides to pick up where Chip Zdarsky left off, right? The Penguin faked his death. He went, I think he was hiding in Metropolis. He got like plastic surgery on his face. Like he fixed his nose. He's looking all handsome now. He got blonde hair. He owns like a flower shop. He completely left his life behind, right?
Living his best life.
Yeah, leaving got a
Yeah.
lady, not getting any trouble. Anyway, Amanda Waller hires Catwoman to find him, and then they coerce him to go back to Gotham and do what he does best, which is being, like some, uh, um, like a breaker, not a breaker, like some form of crime lore, where he can control, certain aspects in the underworld of Gotham. Because if you didn't know, um, things like drugs, arms, whatever criminal enterprises people have in Gotham do not move from one place to another if Penguin doesn't allow it. That's how it works, right? And then he's like, "All right, I'll go back to Gotham, but I'm gonna get my own crew." So he goes and convinces his butler called the Help to join him. Then he goes and find these old heroes called the Force of July. They used to be like a sanctioned team by the government, and once the government was done with them, they just got kicked to the curb, and they've been on their own ever since. So Penguin finds them and gives them some little incentives to join him. Either hey, you join me or your family, gets the axe basically. Uh, he goes to Las Vegas and he finds um, this old flame of his called Lisa St. Clair, which Tom King uh, brings her directly from young love comics like romance comics from the DC line from like the Silver Age, right? Like that's a trope that Tom King uses all the time. Like he'll bring obscure characters from out of nowhere to the little story he's trying to tell. Then he finds Black Spider and all these other characters. So he has not a crew, and then issue 6 and 7 take a quick pause and they change the artist from Rafael de la Torre to Stefan Subic, and they tell this little origin story between Penguin and the Batman in Gotham. And if you really want to think about it, it's like a Penguin year one story, right?
Mm.
Penguin, and this is like the cool part, like this little pause in this book, right? Everything is cool, but this one actually got my attention because um, it's a Batman book essentially, but the art is more, it's like horror art. Because I don't know if you're familiar with Stevan Subic, but his art
Yeah.
is gnarly, right?
Yeah.
If you read the Riddler Year One that Paul Dano wrote
Yes.
for the Batman, it was like a prequel to the Batman movie, Well, Stevan Subic was the artist for that book,
I haven't read it, but I heard really good things about it.
right, bro?
It's amazing.
Yes.
My buddy, he I got him in the comics and he hates me for it now, but
Bro, the Riddler Year One
but
book. There's
he was talking
moments.
about that.
There's moment in the book where you feel like you are peeking into the mind of somebody that's insane. That's the way
Yeah, dude.
describe
That's how
the
good
art
it is.
in that book.
There's like, dude, there's full pages that have just him being like, it's just like a doctor's notepad, and it's like scribbled like, I am enough, I am enough, and then at the bottom's like, I am not good enough, and like it constantly breaks out like that. Like the book is just like, it's almost just like a psychological evaluation of Paul Dano's Riddler,
Yeah,
and it was so cool because it brought so much more light to like Riddler being more than just this like goofy like guy who tells riddles, right? Like it took Riddler to this whole new level that I don't think people were like I don't
right.
think people really
People wasn't
understood until you read that comic.
people were not ready for that Riddler. And in that comic, it shows you how like this guy was already not mentally stable, and it shows you how like he mentally descended into madness, and that led him to become the Riddler. The art
Yeah,
is insane. So back to Penguin, it's the same artist, Stefan Subic, right? And it's everything looks ugly, horrendous. Like it's too. I don't know. I don't know specifically what was the intention of bringing Stefan Subic, but if it was to make you see Penguin as a horrible person, they nailed it because in the previous issues, Penguin is a good looking person now, right? So they went to Stepan Subic to like bring back like the ugly side of Penguin. So anyway, they show you like when in the first steps he took in like crime, he was working as a bartender for Carmine Falcone, right? And Falcone and everybody else in the bar used to like verbally and physically abuse the Penguin. Like they would like break bottles on his head, yell him, insult him, all these things, and he will always take it, like not even talk bad, not be aggressive. He would just be assaulted by those people. And then one night, he was in a rooftop, and he had like a little one-on-one with Batman. He said, "Listen, I admire what you do. I like that you're out there, saving the world. I want to help you. I work for the Falcones. You can look into me. This is what I do. I want to be like an informant so you can take out the bad guys, right?" And Batman sees right through him. He says, "This kid is lying through his teeth. He's not all that a victim. He's more than he's telling. But I'll follow his game because I can use him, right?" So the Penguin literally snitches on Falcone's operations, people, business, everything, and slowly but surely, Batman starts to like clear out the city of the Falcone mafia because of Penguin, but that leaves like a vacuum, and Penguin fills in the gap, and he becomes the owner of the bar that ended up in the long run becoming the Iceberg Lounge, and then he took over Falcone's businesses and everything, and they continue to meet every now and then. So Penguin can keep giving him information, but he makes it out to Batman like, "Oh my God, I'm telling you all of this because you need to stop all these people, and I'm here, I'm caught in the middle. I'm a boss now. I never wanted this to happen." And Batman sees right through him, but he knows that he can do more good keeping Penguin there, right? And then he gets to a point that the people that work for Penguin, they are afraid of Penguin because it's out in the open. They all know that he if you cross him, he'll just call the Batman and take you away, right? So they walk on eggshells around Penguin because they don't want the Batman to get them. And Penguin says he has like a final meeting with Batman. He says, "Look, we have to do something. We have to do something because it's out. Baby, people know that I work for you, if this continues, I could die, they could kill me. Um, we need to like put on a show where you lock me up, but I can't just go to jail. I have to go to Arkham so I can come out and then continue what I was doing. So he takes the idea from Lisa St. Clair that he looks like a penguin when he wears the tux. So he said, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna become like one of the other, rogues that you fight all the time. Like everybody has a thing. The Riddler has this, the Joker has that, etc., etc. I'll be the penguin, and I'm gonna put on a show. And he goes,
Sick.
gets like a mask that exaggerates his facial features, like, and then you flip the
It's
page, and he got like the whole, golden age, silver age get up of the penguin when he's wearing like the whole penguin suit with the what you
with the
call it, the
glass
one
eye.
eye
Yeah.
glass, and the opera holder for the cigarette and everything,
Yeah.
and with an umbrella, and he's going what like a penguin. I was just like, oh my god.
So that's the origin, right?
So basically, it's like giving year one origin for Penguin on how he became
That's
he
super dope.
he became known as the
The
Penguin
penguin.
because he actually doubled down on that persona that people would joke because of his facial body features. It's a great story, man. It's
I love that.
Bro, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, those two issues knocked it out of the park. They're gonna go back and continue the rest of the arc of the remaining of the story, but just those two, it was very interesting, and it was funny. It was
Sick.
it was horrific. It gave a lot of development for Penguin as a young Oswald, because they showed you when he was young and ambitious. He was willing to take all that punishment, all that abuse, all that assault from the Falcones until he could get an opening and overthrow them. And he did it using the Batman, which is genius.
Yeah, it's a brilliant play.
I think I'm gonna just add it to my DC Infinite app. Save me some money.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Bro,
Rome.
dude.
I'm sorry every time.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll have something to read. I'll tell you that.
Reading Superman Lost.
I have to wait till the next issue comes out
Okay, bro.
on that app. Like I'm waiting for the collected edition to get announced because
Oh my
if
god.
it's gonna be trade only, I don't care. I need to read that
Have
because
you
it
read
just
that,
it.
Cody? Superman Lost.
No, not yet.
So one of the things that you were mentioning about All Star Superman, that you know sometimes people don't want to read Superman because he's this like all powerful God, and they don't see like the challenge on reading a
Yeah.
character like that. Superman Lost is like the answer to those questions that people always have about the character of Superman. Literally,
Wicked.
is Superman that he cannot fly fast enough, he cannot punch hard enough, he cannot use any of his superpowers to solve and fix the situation he's put in.
Yeah.
Nice. I love that.
So long story short, with that, he gets transported to the other side of the universe, and he has to come back.
He's
But
so
he's
far
gonna go.
away.
Gotcha.
He's thrown so far away in the galaxy, he doesn't recognize any of the stars, any of the planets, any of the languages. And as you know, Superman's been around. Like, he's
Yeah.
been in many other galaxies and all these things. But he's thrown so far away, he has no idea what's what.
Wow.
And it deals with a lot of themes too, like
It takes him 20 years to make it
to get
back to
back.
planet Earth.
Yeah. One more
Damn.
thing. One more thing. So, because we're already running up on time. One more thing. I wanted to tell y'all. Because I just kept I didn't want to interrupt. And there's this one part I wanted to tell y'all because you mentioned Amanda Waller, and I've been seeing a lot of I've been hearing a lot of podcasts, and I don't know if it was our neighbors color break, and they're like Scott Snyder is going to be making an Ultimate Universe, but
What?
for DC. Yeah, but for DC.
What?
And supposedly all these writers are leaving books like Shazam and a couple of other ones. The theory is that they're leaving to make the new DC Ultimate Universe. That's the rumor around.
Wow.
I know for a fact that the reason why Mark Waid and Dan Mora left the Shazam book is because they are doing the event series for this summer, which is called Absolute Power, and it's like 25 issues for the entire event, and supposedly
Jeez.
Mark Waid and then more are doing the whole thing. That's why they have to drop a book or two here and there.
Oh, okay.
So those two, I know for a fact they're doing Absolute Power for this summer. But I did hear that Scott Snyder had interest in coming back to DC and writing some stuff. So hey,
No.
That'd be cool.
This is confirmed. He said it on his. So I follow his Substack.
oh,
And he said that, oh yeah, we're gonna be making an Ultimate Universe.
That's so sick.
Yeah, and he said I want to bring in my favorite my buddies and this and that. And I'm like, you can't be dropping bombs like that, man. Like I gotta know dates. I gotta know dates, man.
damn.
But yeah, I wanted to share with y'all that because I was like, man, dude, I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, that'll be wicked.
I'm gonna look out for this now because
I wonder what they're gonna do because like we've had Ultimate Universe from Marvel, but DC like
DC try when they did the All-Star line, like All-Star Superman, and then they try to do All-Star Batman and Robin. The reason they dropped that line of comics, the All-Star thing, is because of the failure that was All-Star Batman and Robin. If that would have worked out, they would have done, the whole universe, because that's what they do back in the day. They were trying to match the idea of how Marvel did their entire Ultimate Universe, and they could build on the success of Ultimate Spider-Man, and they started off amazing with All-Star Superman, but Batman and Robin fell through. So they dropped the whole concept of having an alternate universe line of comics.
They could have done that with the Earth One because a lot of those books were actually really good, in my opinion. They changed some stuff.
Yeah.
I know those are like some people really don't like them, but I'm like, it's a different universe, and they're kind of redoing everything.
So the reason they did it in graphic novels is because they were afraid that if they try to do like a alternate line of comics with its own universe and they did in single issues, they could have delays and the other setbacks that they originally did. So they said, okay, no, finish each book and we'll put it out in graphic novels, and because they didn't want to risk it again. Editorial in DC is always messy. So
I was really excited because I heard they were going to do Aquaman, and I think that would have been cool to hear.
Yeah.
Aquaman and Flash next. Because I really like the Teen Titans one.
They did Teen Titans, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman.
Batman was really good, man. Like
Batman's Year One was so good.
I like the Wonder Woman. Superman. I have Volume 1 and Volume 2.
I haven't read it yet. I have it.
Volume 3.
I could send you the website where I buy my online stuff.
Bro, since I have made you spend so much money in comics, I guess I could do.
Yeah, I'll send you.
And you can
send it to both of you,
and I'll spend money too. Gotta even it out.
Yeah, because man, dude. But yeah, I think this is a good closing part because I think we're already a little past the 1 hour, but we've had a lot of fun. I don't think I even have to edit this.
No, bro. Hey, go ahead.
It's been good.
Go ahead. Tell me, Cody, what are you excited? What are you looking forward to read in the month of March? Go.
I got 2. I picked up Volume 1 of Invincible.
Oh.
And I picked up Volume 1 of Jupiter Legacy. Okay. Is that what it is? Yeah, I picked up both of those. I'm really excited. I'm a little late to the Invincible comic game, but the show is awesome. So I found the first issue or the first volume, so I grabbed that, and then yeah, I found the Jupiter's Legacy one kind of just randomly one day, and same thing. I saw the show on Netflix, and I liked the show, but I hadn't read the comic, so I heard that a lot of people who read the comic hated the show. So I'm excited to kind of do it the other way. But yeah, I'm crazy excited for both of those. But I've like I said, I still have like 13 graphic novels in my to read list.
That's a
Dude,
lot.
But
half my
those two
room
are
is
yeah,
half my
those two are
room
the
is
top of my list though.
Bro, Rome's has a lot of like collected edition on his
that I
shelf
haven't
that
read.
still got the plastic. You don't know how
Yeah,
much it
bro,
took
I
me
can do a
to
video.
harass this guy
Videos.
open up Batwoman. So we could talk about it. Like,
Yeah, we could do a rewind. We could do a rewind on that one, man. I still remember. But well, I was gonna say, the Invincible one. That one's kind of hard to read because the most interesting part doesn't happen till like I think issue 10 or 11. Like it feels super
Gotcha.
generic.
Okay.
So that just preparing you for that. But Jupiter's Legacy is you're gonna like it. If you like the show, you're gonna like the comic way better.
Wicked. Yeah, I'm really excited for those. And then if I could find it, I'm still looking for Fight Club Volume 1.
okay.
I could send you the website.
Because I've been looking for that thing, and I want to pick that up. Everywhere I see is Fight Club Volume 2, but I want Volume 1 super bad.
I'll send you the website, guys. Oh,
Please
Year,
do.
what are you excited for?
Um, so like I said before, I collected All Star Superman. Excited to read that. The other run that I collected in single issues, um, while I was moving from Florida to Colorado, I picked up like the last two issues I was missing for Supergirl, The Woman of Tomorrow by Tom King. So
Nice.
I'm excited to read that. I also uh, picked up or finished collecting all volume two of Mr. Miracle, the one that followed
Oh,
Jack Kirby. I got all of that, and then I have all of the
Nice.
appearances of Mr. Miracle and Big Barda during Justice League slash Justice League International slash Justice League America. So I want to always
sick.
want into those. I only got the Mr. Miracle and Barda appearances because those are the characters that I collect from everybody else in that round. So I got all of that. So that's the back issues that I'm looking forward to. Hopefully I get to read them soon. But current runs, I'm looking forward to Blue Beetle and Outsiders. Has been amazing. Blue Beetle, not a lot of people are talking about it, but the Blue Beetle comics have been fired since Graduation Day that came out almost at the same time as the movie, and the run that picked up right after the movie. It's been amazing. The Outsiders, it's been one of my favorite books. And then this coming week, the first week of March, Ultimate Universe title coming out, Ultimate X-Men by Peach Momoko.
Ooh.
I'm big.
Ooh.
I'm a
Oh yeah.
fan of Peach Momoko. So I'm very hyped to see what she's gonna do in this title because she's writing and she's doing the art too. So
Oh, wow, that's wicked.
yeah, I'm all
Yeah.
in. I'm all in.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna say that Ultimate X-Men. I knew it.
Bro, yeah. I mean, everything Ultimate Universe, this new Ultimate Universe, I'm all in since day one. So, after the next one is gonna be the Ultimates. So I'm also looking forward to that.
I didn't know about that. I didn't know I was gonna spend more money.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying. I'm trying to catch up on my reading. I think on the first of my list is gonna be the Energon universe with Duke, Cobra Commander, and Transformers because Transformers has been chef's kiss. Is like I said, I was at a coffee shop and I was screaming no, but like not screaming it like no, like you know what I mean. Like you're like trying to contain yourself, like so that way people don't look at you, but they still look at you and you're like, it's
Yeah.
okay, guys.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah,
It's just
okay. Yeah.
comic. It's
It's just
just too good.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's what's the name of Philip? No, not Philip Kennedy Johnson. What's the other one?
Darren,
Oh, the guy who made that wrestling comic last year or the year
dual power
before.
bomb.
Yeah, doing Powerbomb.
Darren, what is his name?
Daniel Warren Johnson.
Warren Johnson.
Dude, bro,
Right.
it's better than the movies.
But yeah, have you read that, Cody? Dual power bomb.
No, I'm looking into getting the collected editions now though.
Um,
So I really want to read it.
I'm sorry, you are a
Have to read
wrestling
it.
fan, right? We
Oh yeah.
established before we even did the episode. You will absolutely love dual power bomb.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking. That's going to be one of my probably my next buy.
I'm
If
sorry,
y'all like
man. I'm
wrestling,
sorry for having you spend money.
that if y'all both like wrestling, there's this one comic. I forgot what it's called. It's a wrestling noir. Like it has, yeah. I know that sounds weird, but I'm trying to remember what it's called, but I
It's a
have the
strange
comic.
combo, but I'm sold.
Yeah.
But no, it's one ish. It's just one issue. It's it's like a magazine size,
Okay.
and I'll send y'all the pic in the group chat that we have. And dude, that one, I'm not a wrestling fan, but that one was like I couldn't put it down.
Oh wow.
But
Sick.
it's like the best crime fused with like wrestling. Like it gives, I don't know, it just gives you like that adrenaline rush. Like I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But
So
any closing thoughts, guys? Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah.
You wanted to say something here?
No. Say I'm sold on your pitch. Noir. When you said wrestling noir, I was sold.
Yeah, that's all you had to say.
What?
That's what they told me, but I just watched a video or something like that, and my comic book store because I make videos for them, they're like, you could have it if you want. And I was like, okay.
Okay.
And I was like, and I read it because I heard it was good. I didn't know it was that good, but I'll send y'all the picture here in a few.
Bro, send it.
But all
Yeah.
right, Cody, we really appreciate you being on here. I mean, we really do. It was great having you on, and we can't wait for you and your videos. We'll be tuning in. And
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, it's yeah, I was looking forward to this conversation and it was perfect. It was some good laughs. It was great to discuss comics because I feel like I haven't just sat down and talked about comics in a hot minute. So it's it was nice. And then yeah, doing it with you guys obviously makes it more interesting because like I said, I feel like the three of us there's just so much knowledge and there's so many things that we all know that it makes it more interesting to talk about it all.
Yeah, no, bro. Down the line, we'll do this again, and we'll do like a recap of what we said we was gonna read. Hopefully, we all read, we get caught up, and then I can,
especially me.
we can talk. We can do like an
Yeah.
All-Star Superman episode, right? Since you two already read it,
Oh,
right?
yeah, dude.
I'm-
I would be down.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be down for that. I that gives me a really good excuse to reread it, so I'm down for that.
I bet we're gonna
Yeah.
do it. We'll let you know for sure. Well, I have to read it first, and we'll let you know. But we'll love to have you back, man. Thank you for
Yeah.
reaching out and showing support, watching the episode. You're always welcome, and we're very happy that you stopped by and hang out with us. Talking about books with silly pictures and crazy stories.
Yeah, dude, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right, guys, that's it. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Deuces, guys.